Okay, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our team call, 23rd of April. Tonight, we are going to be discussing mindset for ranking and strategies, last-minute strategies, really, for ranking. Now, there's not going to be anything you haven't heard before, but we're going to be clarifying what you can do just to remind you and also just to inspire you what you can do in the last 7 days, because there's actually a lot you can do in these last 7 days. Okay. Just a couple of announcements. So there will be new labeling on the oils, and they have a couple of labels on them that are a bit confusing for some of them. So for instance, one of them is Serenity, and it says skincare oil on it, which it's actually a sleep care oil. However, it's had to be put as skincare oil because it's not one that's, they're not labeling it as an ingestible one, a food grade one. It's for topical application. So that's why it's labeled as a skincare oil, not because it's only for skincare. It's because it's a topical, mainly a topical use one. That's why they've labeled it like that. It doesn't mean you can't take Serenity internally or anything like that. It just means that that's what they have to pass the EU regulations for this kind of oil. They've had to label it as that. Okay.
There'll be some different things as well. So if any of you have received them yet, because sometimes some of them have gone into distribution, like you can peel the label right down and you'll see there's different instructions. So some of them will say, not to use neat on the skin, like lavender does. And I think it's a good reminder, in classes we should always teach, I think, not to use oils neat on the skin. When people first start using the oils, to use them with coconut oil. But again, you're going to see a lot stricter kind of guidelines on these essential oil bottles. Another example is like the Smart and Sassy is going to, I think, say you can just take 1 drop. Whereas obviously in the soft gel, there's quite a few more drops, and we recommend taking more than 1 drop with the Smart and Sassy. So we'll be doing more training on this once we have all the information. But just to kind of reassure you that this is just for the labelling procedures. So to go through the EU regulation, as Nathan said, they had to tick every single box. But that's where our education is kind of even more important now, that we can kind of teach people that that's like the thing they have to tick the boxes for. Just like on everything it says to consult your doctor, and but they are actually very safe. So we've just got to kind of tell people that to use them safely, but the guidelines on there have to be so strict, just for regulation, but not to feel scared that you can no longer take these internally and in certain cases, and you can take more drops than what they're saying as well. But we'll do some more training.
I think Restful Blend will still be on there as well, Tonya, but
I'm not sure yet.
We did ask that question, and I believe Lisa said yes, but we'll find out and they'll let us know. Okay, so if it's not, then we can try and get it on the next lot of rounds of doing it, or we just have to adapt to what they're doing with the regulations. Yeah. So it's the same formula, it's the same oil.
Exactly the same.
No difference. The questions that you will get from some people are, well, if it doesn't say it on the bottle, I don't want to do it. Absolutely. If people are like that, then just follow exactly what the bottle says. Mm-hmm. Okay, you don't have to not follow what the bottle says. And don't, if someone's being like that, then don't teach them not to, just teach them to do it how the bottle says. Mm-hmm. However, we know how we can use these essential oils, that most of them can be used internally, all of them can be used topically, and ideally with coconut oil or carrier oil, but can be neat as well. We use the oils neat a lot, most of the time.
Sometimes I'm quite sensitive. You use them probably neat. I don't.
Coconut oil,
I'm sensitive, so it just shows different people. But what's exciting about it is that we've got the EU regulations now. So that's really exciting. It's showing that they approved doTERRA essential oils.
It's great news.
And a lot of them are being said they can be taken internally, and that's backed up by the EU regulations. So that's really exciting. So it's all positive stuff, and we'll just give you some tips on how to kind of get over the things that.
I'd almost guarantee after the first 2 or 3 months, everyone will be absolutely fine. It's just a change and it's not a massive change. It's just a few changes.
Yeah. Just have a look. Cool.
So then we've got the team party, which the Eventbrite link went live today. So go and book your tickets. They're going quite fast, so get in there. We do only have 100 places, so if you miss out, I do apologise. We'll know how popular it is for next year, but we do only have 100 places, so please book onto that. And if you are on Emily and Tim's team, ideally you would go to Em's and Tim's party, because it'd be nice for you to mix with their stuff. But you can come to us as well. Convention, don't forget to book if you haven't booked. Now, we've mentioned this every week for like 10 months straight. So if someone misses out on convention, be very sad. Please come. It's going to be great. Gala, also gala night. There's still tickets for the gala night. It's a 3-course meal, and you celebrate the new diamonds and above. But it's also it's inspiring to see where you're going to get to if you're looking to get to those kind of ranks. If you're not looking to get to those kind of ranks, then it might not be the evening for you. But if you are, or if you want to celebrate with like your upline going diamond, and you've been a part of that, it's a lovely event to go to. Okay.
Tomorrow night, Emily and I are doing continued education class on allergies for the allergy season. So we're going to focus on allergies and which essential oils and blends and products that doTERRA do are going to help with allergies. So that's at 8 o'clock on Emily Mascarenhas' Zoom. We'll post it in Silver Blossom, so you'll see, and also on the Essential Gifts of the Earth as well. So everyone will have access to that if you'd like to join.
And just a reminder, this is the last week of Rank Advancement Club. So this is the last week for you to rank. And obviously we're focusing very much on rank because this is Rank Advancement Club. But we just want to reiterate, the focus is essential oils and helping people with their health or nutrition needs with the oils. So focus on that, but at the same time, it's convention. It'd be great if you could rank if you want to. So just remember that it is the last week for ranking this week for convention, or for April, or for the end of the Rank Advancement Club. So over to you now, Bex.
Cool.
One other thing.
Oh, yeah.
So last week's competition, I'm still trying to figure out who the first 3 were, because we didn't specifically say email me, which would have made it much easier.
I think Emily knows. We're trying to get you down.
They're all over the place. So I'm trying to figure out who was the first 3. I apologise. I'll figure it out somehow. So still trying to figure that out. Okay.
I think Emily knows. Cool. Thank you. Thanks very much. So I was going to do, because this kind of next part here was kind of from the heart, really. What's this?
We'll just quickly answer a couple of questions.
Oh.
Marius wants to know about VAT changes in each country. When will it be live? Which VAT changes are you talking about, Marius? Are you talking about the we'll mention both anyway. So the VAT changes has been, as in the UK VAT ones, is coming very soon, as in UK prices including VAT. I'm not sure about the other countries on how quickly that's coming throughout Europe. They are working on all the countries in Europe, but it won't come at the same time. They're using the UK as a guinea pig, first of all, which is coming soon. And then in terms of the EU regulations, are some products going to be 0% VAT or 10%, whatever it is, that should be coming over this next 6 months with the labelling, hopefully. So, but we haven't had an update as to that either. So just so you're aware.
Okay. And we'll record the class tomorrow night, definitely, and post it. Okay. So I wanted to kind of just speak from the heart a bit tonight, but it seems like I'm quite a visual person, I've discovered. And so I wasn't going to have slides, but I ended up doing some slides, because I find I take more in when I listen and I can see something. So I've just written a few things, but I've been pondering, a lot lately, and with this whole RAC club, as Nathan said, obviously these last kind of 2 months, we've really been focusing on ranking and teaching kind of the key activities and getting other people to come and share their tips of different parts of the business, and to give you guys, different ways of doing the key parts of the business. And what we wanted to give you kind of the picture of how you can choose to rank. You can actually strategize your way there and make a decision that you want to rank, and then put your plan together and execute it. And if it doesn't go according to plan, then you have other things to fall back on. But what it does, it helps to create momentum and excitement for you. So that's kind of why we've been focusing a lot on the ranking side of things. But actually, you know, I came into this very much from an oils perspective, and I think quite a few of us did come into it from the oils.
Definitely.
But it doesn't matter if you don't come into it for the oils, that's fine too. But I think very quickly, you can't help but become quite obsessed with these essential oils. And, you know, the 3 keys to success in this business, and in my opinion, really is focusing on the oils, the essential oils, relationships. You know, that will make you successful. If you focus on serving others and, you know, really using these oils and believing in these oils, and you have passion, genuine passion, then you will become successful. Where the strategy we found is absolutely key, just helps to accelerate the process. So, you know, if you want to share and help people, but also make this a, you know, viable business for yourself as well, and that's where the strategy comes into it. But one without the other, strategy without the oils or relationships is very empty and quite hollow, and it's not really doTERRA. So where the real power comes into it is when you combine the 3. Did you want to say something?
I was just going to say, yeah, because with finding the strategy to rank and actually gain finances is not a bad thing either.
No.
It's actually a great thing, because when you have financial freedom, which hopefully you will do after a while with doTERRA, that's the plan with it, is that you're then able to serve people more, you're able to help more, you're able actually to do more of the stuff you're able to do rather than having to earn a living, which is what most people have to do, 9 till 5 or whatever. You can actually be more free or flexible, even if you are doing 40 hours a week, but you could do 12 hours in one day and have a day off so you could do what you need to do. So I think the financial freedom side of it is a very, very exciting thing. Mm-hmm. And it's not something to look at necessarily as, oh, that's a bad thing. It's a great thing. But also to remember that these oils are a fantastic part as well. And so marry them up is ideal.
Mm-hmm. And I've put here, and ride the waves. You know, it's not going to be smooth. It is not going to be a smooth ride. I'm telling you now, you know, especially if you are kind of wanting to rank advance. If you are just about serving people, and that's beautiful, then you won't feel those waves as much. Although you will still, because some people won't, you know, appreciate this lovely gift you're trying to give them. So there'll be that wave to ride as well. There will be some people out there that you're just really trying to serve, and they won't accept it, and that's hard, isn't it? And you can take that personally, but my recommendation is to try not to take anything personally, nothing at all, whether you're approaching people about the business, approaching people about the oils. It's not a personal thing at all, and to just hold in there and stay focused and just ride those waves and enjoy the ride.
Surf them, you mean? Surf them.
So first of all, with the essential oils then, you know, Boyd Truman, very inspiring, wasn't he? That we all really enjoyed Boyd Truman. And I came away thinking from that, do you know what? I need to increase my essential oil knowledge. I love the essential oils. And, you know, at the beginning, certainly I always reassure people, when you first start doing this business, you do not need to be an essential oil expert to any degree. What you do need to, in my opinion, again, is to really use these oils, fall in love with them, have a couple of your own experiences, which you get really quickly if you properly are using these essential oils. You know, start sharing them with others, and then bit by bit build up your essential oil knowledge, so you can become a strong messenger for the essential oils. So I say here, you know, what level messenger are you? Are you a 1 to 10 messenger? Do you mind? Sorry. So if you're a level 1 messenger, which you will be more at the beginning, that's fine. You know, use the books. At the classes, you can just refer people to the books, you know, empower others. That's all true. But the more you can learn and educate yourself about the essential oils, the more confidence you're going to have, the more belief you're going to have in these products. And, you know, this is the business, as Nathan said. You know, the essential oils is the business. That's your trade. So the more you can learn about them and really understand about them, the stronger, you know, that message is going to come across from you, and the more people you're going to attract to it, because they're gonna be able to tell that you are really into these oils and excited about them. So I really recommend doing, daily learning if you can, just a little bit of learning, and that could be using a different oil, just looking up in the book, or there's so much information online that you can look up, and that really will help you with your essential knowledge as well. And to really kind of realize what we have. Like, do you realize you're still amongst like a tiny fraction of people in the world that have access to 100% pure essential oils? Just think about that for a moment, and think about what it was like before you had these essential oils. I've come to start to take them a little bit for granted. I mean, we use them constantly, and we've only had to use medicine once. I used to be able to say none, but I had to use a little bit on my back, but once in these whole 4 years. Now that is incredible. And when you look around you, and there's so many people, they're victims of society where they don't have this knowledge. And so when you really kind of realize that, and then when you think about all the ways they've helped you, and then think about all the ways they've helped people you've shared with, so in our family we haven't had perhaps a life-changing one, like miraculous, although we've had quite a few little life-changing things. But then people I've shared with, there's been some that have been literally life-saving, experiences. And I think we can all probably think, if we've been doing it for longer than a couple of years, there's probably at least one person's life we have completely transformed. And this is just incredible, that we get to build a business where we have the potential to literally change people's lives. And that's what's exciting. So that's what you want to be living and breathing, and that's what will drive your business forwards, and that's what will attract people to you as well, to even want to try the oils. So the next thing is, your relationships. So I've said, first of all, with you, this is absolutely essential. A happy person, everyone's attracted to happy people. And, we can get distracted with the business, we can get distracted with other things in our life. If we're out of balance, then we're not going to be at peace with ourselves, we're not going to be happy, and we're just not going to attract people to any part of the business. So this is such a tool, I think, is such a key thing for every aspect of our business. And I love this quote that says, success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success. If you love what you are doing, you will be successful. And again, that comes back to the oils. You're passionate about the oils, but also you're living the lifestyle. That's, again, something we've had to work at. If people look at you and you're running around like a headless chicken and just rushing from one thing to the next, looking stressed the whole time, then that's not a very attractive thing to attract people to. So, being happy, that's really important. And the oils, we have wonderful oils to help us be happy, don't we, as well? To love yourself. So Emily spoke about limiting beliefs in a wonderful way the other week. It was interesting, when I went to leadership in America, I was in the Blue Diamond and Presidential Diamond group. And again, a big topic was addressing limiting beliefs. I was like, wow, my goodness, everyone in this room was yelling out their limiting beliefs. I was like, oh, and these are like double presidentials. Or Justin Harrison was there, and Eric Larson was there, the head distributors, and they were sharing some of their limiting beliefs. I was like, oh my goodness, does it never stop? And so no, it doesn't, but it can stop. It can get less now, and we can learn to really address those limiting beliefs. But it's quite comforting to know, isn't it? They're really successful people, and I think from in any industry, you'll find people will have certain limiting beliefs, and and they did an exercise where we said, I am releasing the story that I'm not good enough at. I thought that was quite nice, because it is just a story in our head. And so the more we can get used to just seeing them like that and addressing them, and then trying to dismiss them and overcome them, and realizing it's just kind of a part of life, and we're okay. We just got to sit with those fears that we have. And I think that's the difference from what I can see that successful people have, perhaps in any field, is that they become okay with those fears. They don't let them stop them or inhibit them from doing things. They almost look them in the face, link arms with them, and say, come on, let's do this, and just embrace it, and take them and get better then through doing stuff. So, I do believe if you're not loving yourself, again, you're not going to be happy and you're not going to be able to help others. And because this business is so much focused on helping others, this is really key, which is why there's often so much talk about mindset and you know, personal development, because that is how you're going to attract people. You know, we are often our worst critics, aren't we? We do put ourselves down a lot. And, you know, if we catch ourselves saying things to ourselves, I think it'd be quite a good exercise to say, do you know what, if my sister or if my really good friend came to me and said this about themselves, would I crush them in the way I'm crushing myself? Or would I lift them and say, no, come on, you are good at this? And, you know, we talk to ourselves so differently than how we talk to other people. So I think that's something important to note. Mm-hmm. So something you can do to try and get out of this habit, if that is something you find yourself, you know, going into, is to start writing down the positive things that people say about you. Like, start looking for them first of all, because often we can be so caught up in perhaps some of our limiting beliefs or thoughts about ourselves that when someone compliments us, we can almost excuse it or push it aside or say, but I'm not good at this. And so I think it'd be really powerful to actually maybe have a little notebook and start writing down the compliments that you're receiving. And then you'll probably start believing them more rather than just kind of pushing them aside, because it seems much easier to believe the negative than the positive. And then just push through that self-doubt. And the biggest way I think, you know, that I've done that in terms of doTERRA, I guess, is by getting out there and doing it. You know, when you have those thoughts that you're not good at this, not good at that, you know, if you sit on them, they can grow in your own mind. Whereas if you get out and just do it, yes, you might not be the best teacher straight away, but you'll realize you're not as bad as you thought you were, probably. And then you'll get better as you start practicing it.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say that, yeah, without going and actually teaching the class, you don't actually know whether you're bad or not. You just think you're bad. And even if you are bad, it's better than actually not doing the class, because you probably think you're way worse than you actually are. So, and then you just practice it like anything, and you'll become either very good at it or good at it. You know, no one will ever not be that great at it. If you practice it enough, you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So then I thought what would be nice, actually, rather than focusing on your limiting beliefs, you know, we've done that a bit, is actually focus on your strengths. And we had some really good training on this in America, and I'll do another training on this at another point. And doTERRA have actually partnered with a company called Gallup, and you might have heard of them. And I'll talk about this more in another training, so we haven't got tons of time tonight. But on the doTERRA.com page, if you go on under advocates and it's under empowered you, if you go under there, it's talking about how you can use your strengths to build the doTERRA business. Now, I think this is great, because as we've mentored and, you know, learned through mentoring, you know, not everyone has the same style, and not everyone, like with kids, you know, parents and kids, you're not going to tell everyone to do it the same way and teach people even in the same way. And that's what's great, is it doesn't have to be. And, you know, each of us have strengths. Each of us have strengths that we probably don't even think about, because they just come naturally to us. So it's probably things you don't even think are a strength. That's your strength, because it's just something that you just do naturally. And so, you know, if we focus on our weaknesses and don't use our strengths, they can actually start to wither away. So it's really important that we identify our strengths and then build on those strengths and use those strengths. And I love this. It says, you know, when we shine brightly, and Emily Wright said this at Leadership, she said, we give other people permission to shine their light bright. So by making the best of ourselves and by using our strengths and enhancing them, we'll shine more brightly and we'll attract people, but we'll also allow others to do the same. And really importantly, you know, we've got different strengths than other people. So sometimes we can feel inadequate. We might get strength envy, or feel like we need to outshine others to feel better about ourselves. Whereas actually, if we all shine together, which is what's so lovely about doTERRA, because it is that team attitude, isn't it? And that whole thing that we use our team, like we know our strengths, and then we identify our top leaders' strengths, and if we shine together, then, you know, make it so much more successful. So I thought now, if what would be lovely if you could write down a couple of strengths. So if you could think of 3 of your main strengths. Now, obviously, you're all going to have lots more strengths than just 3, but have a think now about 3 strengths that you have, you know, that really come naturally to you, and write these down. And it'd be nice for you to share them on the chat as well. So if you can put some strengths into the chat, share with us, you know, what your strengths are. Just kind of share one of your strengths with everybody. You know, what are you good at? And write these things down on a piece of paper and start thinking about that. There is a strength test that we might be getting from Gallup at a reduced price. And that's a really good test that kind of helps you to identify your strengths. But at the moment, you can just think of your strengths, you know, what are you good at? And then look at those strengths and think, you know, how can you relate them to doTERRA? You know, how can they help you build a successful business? And think about that. And you can pretty much bring any strength into doTERRA. And it can help you to then strategize. So rather than just going along and just doing everything the same way as everybody else, it's looking at the key activities that we're teaching you, but using your strengths, putting on your strengths and thinking how you can do it, where it's going to make you feel happy. Because when you're living into your strengths and you're doing things that make you happy, you're going to attract more people, rather than doing things that, you know, you're feeling like you're rubbish at and it's going to make you feel negative. You're not going to attract people. So, oops, let's just have a look. Lovely. Let's have a look. Feel the fear, do it anyway. Love it. Sharing your passion, empowering people. Amazing. Okay, they're brilliant. And there'll be, you know, everyone's strengths. You'll be able to relate to how to use that strength to build a doTERRA business. So it's not about doing it the same way as everybody else, but using your strengths. And then, you know, I want you to, this week, as part of something you do this week, is to write these strengths down on a piece of paper that you'll be able to see clearly, and put it on a poster, you know, maybe in your bedroom, in your office, and write your why on this piece of paper as well. Because this will be something that you can look at that will encourage you in those times when you are feeling a bit down about it. And you can look at that and remind yourself, you know, what you've got, what your strengths are, and why you're going to achieve at this. And then think of some things as well that you're excited about improving, and then write a plan for this. So if you think of, you know, when you're looking at your strengths and thinking, well, actually, if I could be more organized, then that would really make me successful in this business. If I put that alongside my ability to empower people, which is a great strength, Tanya, then, you know, that would really excel my business forwards if I could be organized. And then think of ways how you can improve that. So it's kind of the strategy on self-development as well. And that could be books, it could be podcasts, it could be finding someone who's really organized and getting them to teach you some tips, that kind of thing. How am I over time?
Well over.
Am I? Okay. All right, I'm going to finish. So we can do more of this another time. But, you know, other things that are important with your relationships with family, your prospects, obviously. So building relationships. It's all about relationships with your family. You know, a lot of us can get mum guilt. You know, really focus on spending time, quality time, when you're with your family. And remember that you're doing this so you can spend more time with your family and have that lifestyle that you want. You know, lots of mums now that I know are working so hard and then with no kind of hope of ever being able to reduce those hours and spend time with their family. And also when you're with your family, put your phone away, you know, that kind of stuff. Really spend quality time. Building relationships, and with, you know, if you're leading and you've got your business people that you're leading, so important to nurture and care and to build that relationship with them. And also your customers. And Michelle Hubbard, our Diamond Leader, is going to be doing a training next week on customer care as well. And that's going to be really good. And I'm just going to finish on one of my favorite quotes. I've shared this before. You know, it does take sacrifice. It does. Anything takes sacrifice. And if you want it bad enough, you'll get it. But it's going to take sacrifice. And I'll pass back to Nathan. Oh, this is the challenge. Yeah, so a challenge for this week. The first 2 people, let's send Nathan a picture of your strengths. So if you can write them down, as like a poster with your why.
Not a picture, they can just write an email.
Or you can write it on an email, but they're going to have it on a piece of paper they can stick up. So you can either email it or take a picture or whatever. Yeah. First 2 people, and you'll get cheer and passion. Okay.
Okay. So I used to think mindset was actually a very silly thing to be thinking of. I thought everything used to do with like how you just go and do it. You know, just go and actually, I want to know some skills, I want to achieve that. Now I've come to realize that actually it is mostly in the mind, and that it is 90%, especially with what we do, is in the mind. It's about deciding that we can go and do it, and then you use the skills that you have to go and achieve those things. So once you've got the right mindset, then you can use these. So what I'm just going to be chatting about today is you've got 7 days left of the Rank Advancement Club, or 7 days left of the month, or 7 days left of a goal that you want to achieve. Now we're talking about you've got 7 days left, and I'm going to be using the example of you're looking to hit elite. Okay, you could be looking to hit Premier, you could be looking to hit silver, you could be looking to hit gold. So just imagine what you're looking to hit this month. And now, if you want to achieve that goal of getting in this month, then you've got to like really have made that decision, probably already. And if you haven't, or you're not sure, you've got to decide right now, I want to be gold, or I want to be elite by the end of the month. And then you go about doing the strategy about how to work out how can I achieve that. Now, this is what I hear a lot. I have 7 days left to find 1,000 PV. I want to be elite. What do I do? That's impossible. Right? No, it's definitely not impossible. We have loads of leaders that achieve this, and we'll show you how. So you break it down. First of all, the first thing to do is know exactly where you are right now. So this person, they want to be elite, and they know that they only have 2,000 PV at the moment. We say only 2,000 PV is great. That means you're only 1,000 PV away. But that can seem like a lot, okay? Particularly that's elite, because that's a third of your volume that you've ever achieved, and you've already been working hard this month, okay? So you look at, right, the 1,000 PV, and you look at the time scale you have left. So we've got 7 days left until the end of the month, roughly. Break it down. So with that 1,000 PV, make it into smaller chunks that are manageable for you, that you can then visualize and figure out this is exactly what I've got to achieve. So we normally break it down into home essential kits. So we go, right, a home essential kit is 220 PV. So we need 5 home essential kits. Okay, so now we know what we've got to go and achieve. We've got to achieve 5 home essential kits. Or some of you might just like to sell family essential kits. So that would be 10 family essential kits if you want to do 1,000 PV. But actually it'd be 9, roughly 9, but you'd be missing 10 PV. So but that'd be fine. So you could do 9 and make it. Or you could do a mixture, 5 family essential kits and 2 home essential kits. Or you could do a bigger kit. You just break it down and decide, okay, this is what I've got to go and achieve. We're going to go on the fact that we're going to go for 5 home essential kits. So first of all, you then break down your different strategies that you can do. So some of you might have builders. At the elite level, if you've got 2,000 going for 1,000, you probably don't have any builders. So you're probably going to have to find that 1,000 yourself, okay? But there might be a few builders. If you're going for Premier or Silver, you'll definitely have some builders, and Gold, you'll definitely have some builders. So you're wanting to encourage them to go for their rank as well, okay? Obviously not push them beyond what they want to achieve, but you're trying to inspire. The idea is you inspire them. And hopefully they're on this call as well, so that they can be inspired or look into rank as well. So you're helping them with that. That's the number one strategy. That is a strategy, okay? Number one is looking to help your builders. So that's the first thing, one of the first things you do. But that's not it. That's, a lot of times you think, right, sometimes people will get into the trap of, I get my builders to do it, I'll mentor them, and then I do nothing myself. Well, that won't work, okay? Because someone might let you down, okay? It happens every time. There's a builder that can't go as fast as you want them to go that month, okay? So if you want to take it into your own hands, you're going to have to do some other things. One thing is, now it depends on your resources. If you're a new elite, you might not have oils to give away. You probably don't, so you won't be able to do this.
You can ask your upline though. Maybe.
You could, but I wouldn't suggest that as much. Your upline could offer that to you, I would more suggest. Okay, if they have the resources to do that. They may not have the resources. So if you ask them and they don't have the resources, they could feel guilty and you might feel bad for asking. So just play that one by ear, but they might have, so it is an option. And so if you're looking for 5 home essential kits, for instance, and you had a builder that had maybe 2 people on the fringe that they knew of, where you could say, look, if they sign up, I'll give them a wild orange, or I'll give them a balance. And you could pay for the balance out of your fast start, for instance, that you'd get from that. So it would help you. So it's just ideas to help you. So you could use that, or incentives. You could take them out for a drink or whatever might incentivize them. Okay, that probably wouldn't work.
Lemon water.
A lemon water. Well, no, other people drink alcohol, but that's what I was thinking. So now that's with helping your builders. The second part is you must be doing your own strategy. And by own strategy is you must be doing your own signups. If you want to rank in a month, you have to be doing your own signups. There's no 2 ways about it. Now, the first thing you do, so if you're at the 7 days, you lost for things to do, the first thing you do is follow up with every single person that you've got a contact with. And you try and get them to get a kit or to come to a class at the end of the month or whatever it is that you're looking to do, okay? Or several of those things you might be looking to do. You can give incentives to your own new enrollees to sign up. So that could be oils. It could be 20% off a kit or something. These are just ideas, okay? Whatever you feel works for you. 20% might not work. You might not have the financial resources. You might need to make the fast start money, which is perfectly fine. At the beginning, we definitely had to. But you might not have to. So you might be looking to rank and to achieve that so you know that you can achieve that. And there's definitely something to be said about hitting your goal and getting there. The next month, it'll be much easier to get to if you do that. The other thing you can do is, lots of times people will say it's too late to book in an extra class or 2. It's definitely not. It just means you've got to work fast and quick. Okay, but you can definitely get an extra class in or 2 if you work for it. And put your mind to it. You might be able to get a hosted class in this last week. And, I know in December Rebecca did that pretty quick. Got 1 or 2 hosted classes within 7-day period, and got them to get people to the class as well. And you can offer good incentives to the class, to the host. Just an idea is, if a host gets 10 people to a class, you could offer to buy their family essential kit for them. And that's kind of a no-brainer. People would definitely do an extra class for you if you offered something like that. But if you just gave away, an oil or a diffuser, most people would want to host for that. So just have a look at the offers that you're doing and just increase them if you're really looking to rank and just achieve that goal. Sometimes you might want to give cash back for the kits. So you might say, look, if you buy a family essential kit, I'll give you £25 back. Or if you buy a home essential kit, I'll give you £30 back or £50 back. Whatever it is that you feel like you could achieve, that is an idea for you that you could do. And we've done it on 1 or 2 occasions. For Presidential Diamond, we did it for a couple of people. But that might not work for people going for Elite. It might be more people going for Gold. So just 10 these strategies for you. You don't have to do these things. We're just giving you ideas as to what we've done and in the past, and it might not work that month for that one, but it might work in 3 months' time for another rank that you're going for. Okay. The other thing that's very, very good, and particularly this month, is we call it a deep scrub, is customer service calls. So look at the people that are doing less than 100 PV or aren't doing PV at all, and give them a customer service call. Now, when you speak to them, you're not straight away going into the fact that you want them to purchase on LRP or buy some oils. You're first of all going in to try and help them with their oils, okay? That's the number one thing. So this is just, obviously you're looking to rank, but your incentive here is to rank, but you're looking to actually help these people for the long term. And if, while you're sussing them out and talking to them about the oils, they need help with the oils, Are they on the Facebook groups? Have they come to any continued ed classes? Would they like help with their back office? As you're doing that, you'll kind of see how interested they are, the oils that they want, and you'll be able to tell whether it's very clear that you can then go into, hey, do you know there's a fantastic offer this month that you might be interested in? So in these next 7 days is a great chance to do that, because there is a fantastic offer, which is great for them. But come from it from the perspective of not a salesperson, you're going in to be a customer service person to help them. And then if you feel the opening, and hopefully you do, and in most cases you will, you'll be able to tell them about the offer. And if you come from it from the perspective of you're helping them because it is an amazing offer, then you might get, let's say you've got 2 people spend 100 PV each, that's one of your home essential kits done. Now you only need to get 4 home essential kits. And if you've got 1 person to host a class and you got 2 home essential kits from that, and then you called up everybody you possibly know and got 2 home essential kits from that, you have now made yourself elite. Okay. Plus you might have your own class that you haven't even done yet. So these are just all those, and plus your builders might have added an extra 100 or 200 PV from the oils that you've offered them, or just by supporting them a bit more. So that's how you rank. Okay. And that's what we do most every month, but particularly we do it when we're looking to rank for the first time. We will do everything that we can, all these strategies, because when you've got yourself a goal, you look to achieve it. So when you've achieved that, you've actually achieved a lot of great things. Okay, so first thing you've achieved is you have achieved the rank that you wanted to achieve. So whether it was elite, premier, silver, or gold, okay, you've also led the way. So you're leading your team now. You're showing them how to rank, but you're not just showing them how to rank, you're showing them how to build the doTERRA business, okay, at a decent speed, okay, which they will want to follow. You're also helping others emotionally to rank advanced, because at the end of this month, so today, there'll be a lot of people saying, I can't do it. I've got 1,000 PV left or 500 PV left. I have no idea where I'm going to get them. Well, now it's your job as a team leader to inspire them, to show them. You only need 2 more home essential kits. You can do it. These are some of the ideas. So you've now helped some of those emotionally to rank advanced. Okay. You've also helped others with sign-ups. So you might actually put some people underneath some other people to help them get to director or executive or to elite. And you've actually helped them, which they will be appreciative of, your team will be. To get there, you've also got to have the right mindset. So you've achieved the right mindset to now achieve all the ranks that you want to. So if you achieve the rank of elite in the time period you want to, you have got the right mindset. And every time that you go for a rank, you will now have, if you use that same mindset, it's exactly the same one every time. Okay? You're doing what you need to do to get it done. You might do some different strategies. You might do some other things. You might be a bit further on. It might be a bit more work, but it's the same mindset every time. Okay? And, excuse me, if you do this and once you've done it, you can easily teach others exactly what you've done to be successful. You just tell them exactly what you've done and teach them it and show them this is what you've got to do. Okay. The main thing is, sorry, just before we go into that, the other thing is that we all have different resources. Okay. At Presidential Diamond, you have way more resources financially, oil-wise, maybe time-wise as well. You have more resources than at Elite. Okay, so you have to adapt your strategies for the resources you have. You do not want to be spending too much money to get to Elite. You do want to be spending, it ruining your family time or anything like that. Yes, sometimes sacrifices will need to be made, but you need to pool your resources and be effective with what you have. Okay.
Something you could also do is, for those of you that can do the aroma touch, because that's a really lovely way to go and serve somebody and you spend lots of time with them. So you could either just go and offer some people the aroma touch, and that might result in an enrollment, or certainly a hosted class or something, but you could certainly offer it as an incentive, as Nathan was saying. So if someone signs up with a home essentials kit, you say, look, and here's a ticket to get your free aroma touch, which is worth £45 or whatever you would charge for an aroma touch. So it's, when you're at elite in those kind of ranks, you've got time is more, you can't really offer monetary things, but you can offer time, and what better things to offer than an aroma touch, which is just going to give these people even more of an experience of the oils. And with all Nathan's strategies, obviously we've flipped from like mindset to strategies really quickly, which is why we wanted to do them together. So it wasn't all just about ranking and all that mindset, you know, it is together. So the strategies are brilliant, and just remember though to focus on the people. Don't it's really important not to lose focus though as well in these situations and go, right, I just need numbers. You know, it's really important to focus. The most important thing again is relationships. And so if you're not feeling good about something, don't push it. But it's just to give people an opportunity to have perhaps an offer or something with it as well. And it's exciting, and it's great. You know, there's nothing wrong with ranking. You know, that's part of this process as well, but done in the right way, and that's important.
Exactly. It is do whatever it takes, but not at whatever the cost.
No. Do your hard work. You know, if you want to rank, basically we're saying you can make it happen. You know, take that responsibility. If that's what you want to do, then, you know, then do it and do all you can. And if you don't, you don't. And that's okay too. You've created that momentum for next month as well. But it's kind of we're just showing you some other things that you can do when you're thinking you may have exhausted your whole, you know, strategies, and you're thinking, gosh, I don't know what to do now, but I really want to rank. Then try these, you know, in a nice way.
Yeah, it's very important that you don't ruin the relationships on your team to try and push them too hard to rank. It's sometimes a better strategy is that you leave it till next month. Now, what we're saying is that you're not looking to do that. You're looking to do that to save relationships, that you don't push people too hard. But you look to achieve your rank as best as you possibly can and do everything you can without giving up, and to find as many people you can yourself. And if you feel like you're pushing your team too hard and it's going to push, you know, then I would stop and just take a seat back and do it next month. Okay, when they do it with their time. Most important thing, and this is all down to mindset, last thing is, once you commit though, you fully commit. And this is me, like only two months ago.
Blonde hair.
I was in Bali. I had blonde hair in Bali. No, it's not me. I wish it was me. But once you commit, you fully commit. You are in, okay? You want to be elite? You can do it. Go and get that 1,000 PV. So if you're 2,000 PV, even if you're 1,500 PV off, you can go and achieve it. Even if you're 2,000 PV off, just means you've got to do more work in the next 7 days. But you can go achieve it. You just got to figure out how you're going to do it, how you're going to get those 5 home essential kits, and go and do it all, everything you can. And by the end of the month, almost guarantee you'll have achieved it if you just do everything you possibly can. So that's it. Any questions, guys?
What's your challenge? Didn't you have a challenge?
Oh yeah, I've got a challenge, yeah. Oh, I didn't write
We're doing 2 challenges this week.
2 challenges. I didn't write that one down. Actually,
last week.
So my challenges for you is the top 3 people to have found the most PV themselves, not from their builders, not from their team, but from their own strategies, so their own sign-ups or their own retail customers. So starting today, so if you got some sign-ups today, well done, you can count that. So from today till next Monday, okay, whatever you did to achieve it. So I'm hoping that there'll be lots of people that get that extra 1,000 PV. That makes them rank, okay? But I'm looking for the most. So there might be somebody out there that's like only got 500 right now and gets 2,500 in the next month. Well, they will deserve a very big prize if they achieve that. So what we're looking to give away is the top 3 people will receive a family essential kit. Okay, so, and if there are people that get their own, if anybody gets over 3,000 OV, we'll give them.
How much did you say? 4,000?
No, 3,000.
Yes.
Anyone gets over 3,000 OV, which should be astounding. Don't know if you can achieve it, but someone might do. Give you 3 family essential kits. So just as a call, the incentive. See if anyone's out there can do it. That'd be cool to hear. But don't push it. Don't make not
in a nice way.
In a nice way.
Go and serve a lot of people.
Yeah. Or figure out a great strategy to get it done and let us know how you did it. That'd be cool. All right. Do we have any questions? I'll stop the recording now.
Mhm.